Hey guys, it's Jewel. So I'm home alone and I totally did my makeup for no reason. So I figured, hey, let's make a quick little video about the latest Warrior Cat book that came out that was not part of the main series but kind of one of the super editions, which is, of course, Spottedleaf's Heart, which is the cat right here. Now, if you're a fan of Warriors, you know Spottedleaf by this point. She's been mentioned dozens of times by many characters like Jay Feather and Firestar because even though she's a cat in StarClan, which if you haven't read Warriors, it's kind of like the heaven for the cats, like they're dead, so they're kind of like the spiritual guides in a way. She is a prominent character, and when they killed her off again, it was like, what? Why you do that? But also, I kind of get it, but it's also kind of weird because they killed her off so Firestar doesn't have to choose between his, lifelong partner over a teenage crush. But hey, it's a kid's book. I'm not going to get too in depth about this, but then here I am. So I'm not done the book yet, but I did read the novella of Spottedleaf's Heart, so I'm going to be talking about that today. So Spottedleaf's Heart, it's the story about Spottedleaf and why she chose to be a medicine cat, even though I was under the impression, I think everyone else was, that she wanted to be one right from the get-go since she was born, but apparently not, because it seems like Medicine Cat, like being that role in the clan, from what I've seen from the series, because almost every single Medicine Cat at this point, except for like, I don't even know at this point, I think Leaf Pool, for the longest time, has been forced into becoming a Medicine Cat later in life, rather than wanting to be one right from when they were a kid. So, of course, Spottedleaf fell right into that thing, and before she wanted to be a Medicine Cat apprentice, she was a warrior apprentice, and then she fell for the very famous villain, even though there really wasn't a clarification why Thistleclaw was like that big of a villain, and she fell in love with Thistleclaw, and then Thistleclaw was kind of like a bad influence on her, like he wanted her to be part of the Dark Forest, she didn't stand for that, and he was a much older cat, and then she decided to become a Medicine Cat apprentice. So that's what happened. But a lot of people are upset because it talks about pedophilia and kind of grooming a young cat into being kind of like the mate or partner for this older cat, and a lot of people were upset by this, and for that I totally get. Like, it was kind of weird reading the book because throughout it I was thinking, why was this allowed? Like, this is kind of uncomfortable to read, and the thought that someone who might be 12 years old or younger, like I was 11 when I started reading these books, and thinking of 11-year-olds now reading this stuff, it feels kind of wrong. But I feel like it's done before with Dustpelt and Ferncloud, because Dustpelt was already a warrior when Furpaw or Furcloud was an apprentice, and he really liked her, but that was okay, like no one really questioned that, but when Thistleclaw liked Spotted Pot, it was suddenly like kind of weird. So I guess it's kind of different in this case because he started liking Spottedleaf when she was still a kit. Well, I don't think Dustpelt was really that into Ferncloud when Ferncloud was still a kit, but it's kind of the same thing because it's still an older cat that's in a different stage of life, liking a younger cat. And I think apprenticeship, like what I thought of it, was apprenticeship was kind of like the teen years when you're in the clan, so it's kind of weird like having like a full-grown adult liking a teenager. So I wanted to point out the fact that it's kind of been done before, so it's not like it's anything new, but it still was pushing the envelope just a tiny bit, which brings up the thoughts of character development and why this had to be an explanation why Thistleclaw was in the Dark Forest, why was this had to be Spottedleaf's thing, and so forth. The reason why this novella was created was for that Spottedleaf to have a kind of a background story of why she wanted to be a medicine cat and kind of further develop Spottedleaf's character even more, because we never really knew her when she was alive. Like, most of the time we've seen her, except for maybe in some of the super editions, was when she was already dead. So it's kind of cool to see, Spottedleaf's life before Firestar and / Blue Star. Well, I guess Blue Star was already alive, but you know what I mean. Like, her life before the main arc took place. And I get why that kind of took place, but I don't know if that was the right way to make Spottedleaf's character take place. I just realized these earrings are massive. I don't really like them. Anyways. But yeah, I don't know if this was the right way to make Spottedleaf's character into more of a further developed and more meaningful character than she already is. And this also was kind of a play on for Thistleclaw, because we only really seen Thistleclaw in a few ways. Like, we know he was the wrong deputy for ThunderClan, and he did almost force Tigerpaw to kill Tiny, which further became Scourge, which then almost screwed over everyone, so thanks Thistleclaw. But they never really gave a full-out explanation as to why Thistleclaw was in the Dark Forest after he died. Like, Ashfur is allowed in StarClan, but not Thistleclaw over one small thing while Ashfur almost threatened to kill a mom and her 3 kids. Like, there's something wrong here. So I'm kind of glad they brought up the fact that Thistleclaw was in the Dark Forest for this reason. So that was a good idea, and I think Vicky who kind of explained that. But I don't know if that was the right way to go things. In my opinion, I think there could have been other ways to make Thistleclaw into this bad cat, like maybe we've seen before in the series with like killing cats or finding some sort of revenge or something. I don't know if making Thistleclaw fall in love with our beloved Spottedleaf was the right idea, but I do see what Vicky was trying to do, was trying to kind of give an idea of why Spottedleaf wanted to be a menace cat, which is a big deal, and why Thistleclaw is in the Dark Forest, which is also a big deal in the series. She tried to kill 2 birds with 1 stone with this. I don't know if I'm making any sense because I don't really know what my thought process is here. I'm just spewing things out, and I am sorry for that. So I think the overarching question here is, was this plot too far? Was this the thing that broke the camel's neck? I actually can't remember how that little saying goes. Was this too far? And I say yes and no. The reason why I say no is because I think Warriors has pushed the limits for kids' books a couple of times. Like, there have been moments where I think, oh my god, that's really dark for a kid's book. Like, there have been, like, you know, kids being killed, and yeah, like, there's some stuff in there where I think, wow, even adult books I don't think push it too far, but because it's cats, it feels a bit different. But yeah, I think it's a little off, but we've seen a lot worse in Warriors. I just think this one has a different theme of something being more adult. But do I still think it's right? Absolutely not. And for why I think yes, it's wrong, I think I already said it in my no. I think what Vicky was trying to do here was the right idea of trying to give the background story for Spottedleaf and for Thistleclaw. I just think it was wrongly executed. I think they could have done something else with this, like maybe some sort of thing like Thistleclaw killed Spottedleaf's whatever, or caused some cat to die because of Spottedleaf's herbs. I don't know. There could have been other plots that could have been done with this as to why Spottedleaf wanted to become a medicine cat apprentice, or why Thistleclaw was in the Dark Forest. I get the whole concept here. I just think it was executed the wrong way. My hair looks really weird. Everything's just weird today. I'm wearing a supernatural shirt. I'm just weird. Anyways, I just think overall, I think the story was really well done. It kind of brought back the old nostalgia of the Warriors books. I just don't think the way things were done was right, and I think there was some things that pushed the envelope too far, especially for a kid's novel and for things that kids may not fully understand at an age where that is the target demographic, even though I think most people that read the books at this point are not exactly in the target demographic. We kind of all started at that age, and then we all kind of grew up with it and never stopped. Anyways, in conclusion, I think Spottedleaf's Heart was okay. I think it didn't really cover anything new in a way, but I think it could have been really done differently. I think Spottedleaf was not supposed to be a warrior originally. She was supposed to always be a medicine cat, and I was always under that impression, so that kind of ruined it for me. So yeah, I hope you enjoy. I don't think I made any sense. I can't remember what I just said. And yeah, have a good one, and I hope I'll be making more videos soon that make a lot more sense. This is just something that I decided to make spare at the moment because I really wanted to. So yeah, have a good one.